off my lamp, driving crazy. Stroking the air from the babies. Nothing compares, driving crazy. Both got no cares, but us. Ladies and gentlemen, in real time, I'm going to be documenting building a 100K a month coaching business. Right now, my business hovers around 40K a month. Our record's been 50K a month in the past, but I've always had my eyes set on the grand 6 figures a month. Now, when I started in my entrepreneurship journey 6-7 years ago, the focus was always, oh my God, 100K a year, 6 figures a year. Wow. I graduated past that very, very quickly. I think it only took me a couple months before I had a business model that was able to bring me in 100K plus per year. And ever since last year, my goal has been 100K a month. And the reason why is because at that threshold in life, I genuinely believe there is nothing that life can throw your way that 100K a month cannot handle. Health, done. Bills, every bill is paid for a year in advance. When it comes to looking after yourself, all of your needs and desires are met, but more than just you, it's about your loved ones, your family. With 100K a month, you can retire your parents, you can bless your siblings, you can give them opportunities. At 100K a month, it's more than just you. Again, at 100K a year, you've solved your own problems. You're living a great life, your bills are paid for, all of that is good and well, but at 100K a month, it becomes about more than just you, it's about other people. So that's the reason why 100K a month. But like I said, I've been wanting to do this since last year. So the next question is, why have I not been able to achieve it yet? See, for the past couple of years, I've had my business dialed in when it comes to the back-end systems. Whether it's appointment setting, building amazing offers, raising my prices, delivering the service, having incredible client results, the back end of my business has always been locked down. And it's helped me to get to, like I said, pretty consistently hovering around 40K a month. But why am I not at 100K a month? Now, again, since having this goal, 18 months ago, it's always come back down to this one core bottleneck in my business: content. Building a personal brand, being able to speak to more people, a one-to-many approach. It's always come down to that. And in the past, I've been a victim of my own success because all these acquisition systems have worked so well to make short-term money. Right? Really quick, as soon as we deploy it or we run an ad or we do this new campaign, whatever, it makes us money really quick. But it's not, I would say, sustainable. It doesn't give you access to that massive scale. And that is where building a personal brand comes in. And that's the thing, I've known about the importance of building a personal brand, making content for so long. I've helped so many of my clients do it, going from a couple thousand followers to hundreds and thousands of followers. I've done it for other people. But when it comes to me, my biggest flaw is inconsistency. I've come up with great plans for the content. I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be this style, it's gonna be amazing, but I've struggled to stay consistent at it. And that's always been my biggest downfall. So what has changed now? Very recently, I've been seeing so many of my peers, people younger than me in the same space, absolutely dominate. They've blown up. And it's all been from one thing: building a personal brand. I arguably have better systems than them, better client results than them. But the reason why that guy is crushing it is because he has a great personal brand. And so seeing all of this happen, it's making my skin crawl. It's making me itch on the inside. And I know what I have to do. I know I'm very good at speaking. I'm very confident behind the mic. That's all good and well. But the difficulty has been, what do I even talk about? How do I present it? And more importantly, how do I make it consistent? So what is the plan moving forward? How am I actually going to break this cycle of inconsistency? How am I going to build this personal brand? How am I going to blow up my revenue, increase my network and my net worth? So this is the overall plan. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek at what the 5-stage funnel is going to look like to take me from 40-50K a month all the way to 100K a month. And more importantly, actually show you the solution behind my content dilemma. Now, it's really broken down into top of funnel content that can go viral, easy to produce to help me with consistency, and it has selling power. All of that funnels into a profile funnel where people are nurtured from Instagram
All of that funnels down into YouTube, which is much deeper nurturing and education. This is where people spend more time with me. They become super fans of mine. They either book in automatically or, again, for stage 4 and bottom of funnel, my appointment setter goes through, converts a bunch of people on qualified booked calls. And then number 5 is obviously scaling. So I'm going to leave that there. We'll dive into it at a separate stage, maybe another YouTube video. I'll unpack how valuable this funnel is going to be, not just for myself, but for anyone with a coaching business. My main focus is fitness coaches, especially. This crushes it. But to show you guys how this is all translated into solving the content dilemma, there are primarily 3 different metrics that I'm trying to solve for when it comes to nailing down the top of funnel content. YouTube content, I love, there's no problem there, but top of funnel, Instagram, TikTok style content, that has always been my downfall. So how are we solving this problem? The first thing that we're looking for is reach. Does a particular content style have a lot of reach historically? And again, you can look at all of the biggest players in your industry to figure this out. For me, I know who my big players are. Again, I'm not gonna walk you through exactly what content I've settled on yet, but just to show you how I'm making my decisions around the content. So for you, look at your biggest players, right? The people in your space, the people that make the kind of content you want, that have the brand that you have, that you want to have, and just take a look at the content that they make and see if it gets reach, right? So here you can just bang, write down whatever that looks like. Does it have reach? Okay. Next, does it have selling power? Does this type of content style that you're seeing from other people or that you're considering for yourself, does it sell well? Is it good with education, good with nurturing? Does it have a good call to action? Does it sell well? And once again, write down what those content styles are. Now, for me personally, the way that my funnel is designed, I'm not too concerned about selling power. If we go back to my overall funnel here, for the top of funnel stuff, as long as it gets reach and people comment a keyword, that's all I need. I will worry about the nurturing and the pre-selling with other content. Again, with the profile funnel, with the YouTube content. That for me will take care of the selling power, checklist, if that makes sense. But in general, it is a good idea to write down what kind of content you're seeing that has good selling power, and that's what I've been doing. And then the last one, which for me, as you guys know by now, has been my biggest issue, is simplicity and consistency. How easy is it to make this type of content? So once again, write down a bunch of this content, right? So once again, take note of the kind of content that you like and identify which one you think would be the easiest for you to replicate, right? What's the kind of thing that you can't just do one a day, but you can do 3, 5. The one that I selected is so easy to replicate. It's gonna take my editor 1 hour to make, and he can crank out anywhere from 10 to 20 videos in that 1 hour. Fucking insane. And I heavily base this metric off something that Hormozi says, which is volume negates luck. There's a phenomenal coach, Sam Millsap, young guy, but he's an absolute killer. He does like 300K a month or something like that. And he posts, 10 to 20 reels a day. And he says he feels sorry for the people that only post 1 to 3 times a day, because you got to cross your fingers and hope that potentially goes viral. But if you post 20 a day, if only 10% actually perform well, that's still 2 viral videos. You will grow your audience so rapidly. And again, as long as it's paired up with a great funnel to educate, to nurture, cool. I'm counting all those views as a potential lead, right? So simplicity here has to be something that is so easy for you or an editor to make that you can create in volume, right? I'll even add this in here because it is such an important metric. Simplicity, consistency, volume. It's so easy to make that you can be consistent and that you can do a mass amount of it. And when you really do your research, you'll identify what this golden sweet spot is, right? You'll have a clear winner from all of the analysis that you've done and be like, yep, this is the one for me. It shouldn't be any more complicated than that. And I'm preaching to myself here. Like, once you've decided on it, great. As long as it fulfills those requirements, you've got the golden sweet spot, you've taken care of your top of funnel stage here, great. Get to work. Build whatever infrastructure you need to make that happen. And again, I've built an AI that can support 10 to 20 of these reels every day. So the infrastructure there is so, so good. It's going to make the top of funnel a piece of cake for me. And then everything else is, for me, it fits my personality much better. I can sit here and make long form YouTube content all day long. I can just geek out of funnels and nerdy shit. That suits me, right? The profile funnel, you set it up once, it's set and forget. And then again, like I said, middle of funnel YouTube content, you just keep ripping it all day long. That's amazing to me. Bottom of funnel for me, it's been dialed in for years. This is considered done, you know what I mean? And then scaling, here's the beauty about this whole thing. Once phases 1 through to 4 are set up, for scaling, you literally deploy ad spend on whichever organic top of funnel reels performed best. No more second guessing, no more burning cash on cold ads. I've been around the block for years. I've burned cash on cold ads before. It is so fucking retarded. I've spent, the last mentorship I spent well over 15 grand on. And it was all about like this bullshit cold ads that had no proof of concept. It was so retarded. Instead, if it's performed organically, you can bet your fucking bottom dollar it's gonna kick ass when you put some ad spend behind it. And then bang, it just feeds right back to the top. Whichever 10 reels got the most amount of views and comments, boost those to the moon. Those people go through the profile funnel, they follow you, they see your links and bios. Again, all of the CTA comments direct right to your YouTube, so that's phase 3. YouTube nurtures them. And there's so much more here. Again, I'm probably gonna have to make another video going over this funnel in depth. But that is it. Like, that is the whole funnel. That'll get me to 100K easy. Because if I really break that down, if my minimum ticket is 5K, it's what, 20 people? 20 people a month? Come on. That's a piece of cake. It's what is that? 5 people? Yeah, it's just one close a day, essentially. It's 5 people a week. Come on. Genuinely so easy. With a funnel like this, you don't think you're gonna sell one person per day? Dude, so this funnel is literally fucking crack for online coaches, specifically for fitness coaches. Again, that's who I mainly work with. And I've tested this funnel in so many of their businesses. It's helped them skyrocket. It's been amazing. So that's that. Again, I'm in this video, there's no call to action, nothing. Just subscribe if you want to be part of the journey and see me do this. So I'll be documenting this, you know, as much as I can. But that is the whole structure. There you go.